Hey, this PoeticWhiz. Now that we all can with the iPhone 14, I feel this Apple keynote will be remembered for a major leap. No one expected it to come so soon within 24 months. This Apple keynote would have been a lot better if Apple did not make it feel like any other keynote we're not too used to seeing, if I may put it that way. Right at the let go, I felt sad. We are not getting the iPad 10 since I was looking forward to it. I wouldn't go too deep on the Apple Watch, nor the AirPod. The new Apple Watch Ultra, not for most of us, not even for those whom it is made for. Though I do appreciate the longer battery life and the feature it comes with. I'm for more certain we could see them on a regular Apple Watch. I'm not quite certain if I'm right about this or no. Happy with the Apple Watch SE price. And finally, we do not need the Nike watch to have the Nike watch faces. So I quite like them from the inception, better than the Apple Watch had to offer. As for the AirPods, symbol of glorifying the Apple taste, yet not knowing our own needs, at least when it comes to audio. Not in the likes for Samsung and other brands. Apple are like the only Apple product I'm not inclined to be in favor of. What we all have been waiting for. As every year goes by, the iPhone. I'm quite happy with this year's iPhone lineup than I've been last year. I feel this time things feel more like Apple, yet a bit of a letdown at the end. The US models starting from the iPhone 14, they do not have a SIM tray. They all are moving towards eSIM. For the most part, it's yet a bummer, not just for me personally, for all of us, in one way or the other. If we do not swap phones, this might be just fine. Yet, moving forward from now on, things might shake up a bit, not just for general consumers like you and I, but also for those who work in carriers. Since our people working in the carrier say Apple had made things worse than not taking it this way, I quite agree with them. We all have different walk of life, yet at times we all are on the same boat. Have no control what's going to happen. Like the captain of the ship, no one asked for in life. I feel as good as iPhone 14 feels with all it has to offer. I feel for most people who want to get the iPhone 14 this year might as well phone. Most especially the US consumers. I really wish Apple gives us the option to go eSIM or with the SIM tray, then have it their way. The moment I saw iPhone 14, I really fell in love with the colors. Since Apple with its color or choices, at least in my opinion. I know it's sad to say farewell to the iPhone mini, yet I'm glad they are here to stay for a while. Since Apple had done one thing right, then I knew this will feel like the iPhone 6s event. I'm definitely right about it, and I'm glad I know. Now that the iPhone mini is gone, it's been replaced with the iPhone Plus. In general sense, nothing much has changed between the 13 to the 14. Yet the new features are welcoming than they have been for a while. The iPhone 14 Plus might not be for me. I'm glad it's here to stay. Like the good old days. I'm more than happy with the iPhone 14 regular over the Plus. Now coming to the iPhone 4, this definitely made it feel like a Pro. Then it's been over 24 months. As for the Pro model, none of them felt like a worthy upgrade in terms of features. All the value it has to offer. It feels like one in my opinion. Before I forget, Apple did mention about satellite connection via iPhone. This feature does not feel insane to have, yet what it has to offer is mind-boggling. Long stretch, it might feel in everyone's mind, maybe someone at Apple might have had to go back in time to think of doing the impossible, since I feel could be achieved by looking back at time and bring a modern twist to it by Apple Watch fully. The only downside to this feature available for 2 years in the US and Canada, then pay a later fee. That's why I might have mistook Apple, at least for now. I'm not overblown at its possibilities and moving forward for all it can be done. As this yet in its early stage. For a couple of reasons, the investment is too high on it. As of now, I need it on a day-to-day basis since the need for it is limited. As that's why Apple wants to give it some time for it to be used and have it available for free. Different than beyond anyone's reach. These are the features iPhone 14 Pro model has to offer. The dynamic island. Feels so Steve Jobs vision to me, in my opinion. Apple tag, think different. In a long time, especially after 3D touch, the dynamic island feels so Apple. Here's what I have to say about the dynamic island. It's not at all gimmicky. It's quite useful. The only island does not feel itself right is while watching video or maybe playing games. Rest work as it was intended to. This year's iPhone Pro model colors are meh. They do not feel nice either holding or looking at it. The iPhone 14, those colors look way better. Since I have seen both the 14 models. Here's what I feel about the iPhone 14 Plus. It feels right in hand, yet too big for me. If next year the Apple Watch Ultra sort of body, that would be amazing, just like how Samsung smartphone used to feel in hand with a larger display. Other than that, the iPhone 14 feels wholesome. As for the iPhone 14 Pro models, they are quite noticeable. It feels like holding a brick. What we do not see this year, we might see next year. Also, I have noted the camera on the iPhone 14 are all blown up and not neutral at all, which is disappointing. Rest as I said, how do you feel about the iPhone 14 lineup? And if did you get one for yourself? Till then, this is your Poetic Whiz. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Live your dreams.